hard decision. I had 11 prescription drugs I was taking pre-op, 2 for diabetes, 4 for high blood pressure, 1 for arthritis, 2 for edema, and I may have missed some, but right now I'm down to 2 for blood pressure, and that's it. And my blood pressure hasn't come down the way my personal care physician had hoped it would. It was down, but it kind of goes back up. And you know, of course, I don't know if you were aware of it, but they revise the standards down for what's acceptable blood pressure. Now, the systolic blood pressure used to be 140, now it's 135 they want. So they're making it harder, you know. But you know, I don't have any trouble with my diastolic. It's running in the 70s, but the systolic it gets up to 240, 250.
And we don't have a 100% cure, but if you take 4 high blood pressure medicines down to 2, that's pretty good. You're only 6 months out. As we get to a year, we might get you down to 1.
I'm optimistic.
And the other thing is, people die from high blood pressure and high cholesterol and diabetes. And if they don't die, they can go blind, or they can have a heart attack, or they can have a stroke. And so in return for his giving up Tylenol and aspirin and soda pop and alcohol and cigarettes, we may give him 10 to 15 years more life. And
quality life,
and
quality.
Exactly.
Quality is important too. Now, let me just tell you one more thing, and then I'm going to sit down. I've had complete remission in my diabetes, complete 100% remission in my diabetes. I haven't had any pain from my arthritis. I have some stiffness if I get into a cold or high altitudes or certain conditions, dampness. I don't have the pain and I don't have the swelling, but I still have some stiffness. But that's the least of the symptoms that I suffered from. But I've had complete remission in that, in my diabetes, and I'd say 80 to 90% remission in my arthritis. My edema is gone completely. I don't take anything for that. My ankles are just normal as can be. You know, this may not sound like a big thing, but you lose weight so many ways. I can reach around my wrist like that. I couldn't do that 6 months ago. Could not do it. I've taken in my watch band. Maybe you can't see it from there, but halfway, it's 3/4 of an inch smaller my wrist was than it was. I wore a size 56 pants, and they were tight. I probably should have had 58s or 60s. Right now I'm wearing size 44, and they fit pretty good. Yeah, and my shirts went from a 4XLT to a XL. So, you know, these fit pretty good, you know. You buy clothes that are just on the small side right now. When I started wearing this, it was a little tight, but it's loosened up. I'm still losing. And the other thing is, I want to tell you, my total cholesterol was 204 to 220. I've been running like that for years, and now it's 140. You know, for what I give up is nothing. I mean, how much time of your day do you spend eating? I enjoyed eating. I'll guarantee as much as anybody in this room ever enjoyed eating. And I'll tell you the truth is I really don't anymore. It's not a big deal, though. It's just not a big deal. It doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I can eat pretty much anything I want. The last thing I was having problems with was eggs. I can eat eggs now. But, you know, it's not a big deal. You know, eating, my whole life revolved around eating before. And it's just rather ancillary now. It's something you do. And I just promise anybody that is trying to make a decision, I guarantee you, you'll never regret it. It'll be the best move you'll ever make.
Thank you.
You mentioned about arthritis. And I am with my cane. 3 weeks ago, yesterday, I had another hip replacement here. I kind of own part of this building. And
You paid for it, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I've had
How many hip replacements?
3 knees, 3 hips, so I don't have two.
Yes.
Yep.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's good.
And I love
Hey, this is my video here.
I'm sorry. I'm